They thought the fight was over. They thought peace would last, but in the shadows, a new war was already waiting. The balance in the valley didn't last long. After the Sekai Taikai qualifier, Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang were victorious. Cobra Kai was left shattered. Terry Silver was exposed and arrested. The students walked away. For the first time, it felt like the right side had won, but that was only the surface. Beneath the quiet, something darker was growing. And now, everything they fought for is about to be tested again harder. Deeper and deadlier than ever. Before asterisk, the screen opens with a shot of a quiet dojo. The mats are clean, the lights soft. Daniel LaRusso stands alone, breathing deeply. It's been months since the World Tournament qualifier, and life has started to return to normal. Miyagi-Do has gained worldwide attention. Students come from other cities, even other countries, to train with Daniel and Johnny. Eagle Fang has found its identity, finally being respected as more than a joke, but under all the success, there's a quiet tension. Something doesn't feel right. Johnny walks into the dojo, tossing a newspaper onto the bench. The headline reads, "Unknown Martial Arts Group Opens Dojo in South Valley." Daniel narrows his eyes. "They're back," he says quietly. Meanwhile, Miguel is seen training with focus, but his heart is clearly troubled. He glances at his phone often. A message from his father, who once tried to pull him into a dangerous life, appears on the screen. "Come visit. I've changed." Miguel deletes the message. Samantha, too, feels the shift. She dreams of Cobra Kai returning, of being surrounded again by pain and pressure. Hawk and Dimitri, once the light-hearted duo, are suddenly at odds. Hawk trains harder than ever, almost like he's preparing for war. Dimitri tries to remind him that it's over, that they should move forward, but Hawk shakes his head. "We beat them once. That's why they'll come back harder." In another scene, Robbie walks through a quiet park and sees Kenny sitting alone. Kenny looks up but doesn't speak. He's changed, older, colder. "They're calling students?" "Again," Kenny finally says, "but this time, it's different." The camera cuts to a secret room. Sensei Kim, who disappeared after Terry Silver's arrest, stands before a new generation of students. Her face is emotionless. Her voice is sharp. "The old Cobra Kai failed, but I will rebuild it. Stronger, meaner, global." Back in the valley, Johnny and Daniel sit across from each other, worried. "We started this to protect the kids," Johnny says. "Now we have to fight to protect everything. Everything seems peaceful. But you can feel it. The storm is coming. The silence is only the beginning. And when the first punch is thrown, it won't stop until one dojo is completely destroyed. Cobra Kai Season 7 isn't about revenge anymore. It's about survival. Asterisk, it doesn't take much to wake a sleeping warrior, just one whisper, one challenge. And suddenly, the past isn't in the past anymore. As news spreads of Cobra Kai's quiet return under a new banner, an old name echoes across the valley. Mike Barnes. Once a brutal fighter who fought LaRusso in the All-Valley Finals under Terry Silver's control, Barnes had tried to walk the straight path. But when he hears that Cobra Kai is rising again, led by Silver's shadow and Sensei Kim's fury, something deep inside him stirs. We see Barnes gripping his black belt, dusty and untouched for years. "If they're bringing it back," he says, "then I have to make sure it ends for good." But he's not returning alone. Far away, in a quiet town surrounded by mountains, a woman runs through a kata in the morning sun. She's powerful, sharp, disciplined. Her face turns to the camera. Julie Pierce, Mr. Miyagi's last student. She gets a call from Daniel. At first she refuses. "I buried that part of my life," she says. But when Daniel tells her, they're twisting his teachings again. And this time, kids are being turned into weapons. Julie's silence becomes resolve. Back in the valley, Daniel's students watch in awe as Julie enters the dojo. She doesn't smile. She bows. "Let's get to work." Johnny, meanwhile, has his own surprise. He visits a local prison where an older, beaten man lifts his head. It's Dutch, wild, unstable, unpredictable. "You want chaos?" Dutch growls. "I'll bring it." Johnny shakes his head. "No, I want you to teach control." Dutch laughs. "You sure picked the wrong guy." Elsewhere, Robbie is struggling, torn between his father, Johnny, and the dark history he shares with Cobra Kai. He finds himself approached by someone unexpected, Tori Nichols. But this time, she's not here to fight. I saw who they're bringing in, she tells him. They don't care about honor, they want domination. Her eyes burn with anger, but also fear. We have to stop them before they destroy everything. The screen flashes with training scenes, Julie guiding Samantha through intense kata drills, Mike Barnes pushing Hawk past his limits. Dutch screaming at a group of hot-headed new recruits. This isn't a game. This is war. The Valley isn't just drawing back its heroes. It's awakening its ghosts. And those ghosts are ready to fight, because when Cobra Kai rises again, it won't just be about new students or new styles. It'll be about the return of every fighter who once swore they'd never fight again. The ones who know what real pain feels like. The ones who know exactly what's at stake. And this time, they're not coming back for glory. They're coming back to finish what never truly ended. Asterisk, what if the name Cobra Kai no longer stood for a dojo, but for a movement, a weapon, a new way of life designed to conquer? The old Cobra Kai was built on fear, power, and Silver's money. But this time, there are no flashy cars, no country clubs, no fancy speeches. Just silence, discipline, and violence. Sensei Kim Sun-young has returned not to rebuild the past, but to build something far more dangerous. Something global. In a dark training hall with no signs, no colors. No honor, just scars. Students from all over the world line up, ready to be transformed. These aren't angry teenagers looking to prove themselves. These are hand-picked fighters, disciplined from childhood, shaped by pain. Kim walks past them like a general inspecting her army. Cobra Kai is no longer a name, she says coldly. It is a bloodline. A mysterious figure stands at the center of the room, her top student. His face is calm, his movements perfect, his stare empty. No one knows his name. No one has ever beaten him. He's not from the Valley. He's been raised in this new Cobra Kai from the age of 6, and Sensei Kim calls him the Cobra. Meanwhile, back in the Valley, strange things begin to happen. A Miyagi-Do student finds his car tires slashed. An Eagle Fang dojo is burned to the ground. A message left behind: strike first. Kenny, once lost in anger but trying to change, is approached by 2 of Kim's new recruits. Join us, they tell him. You were born for this. Kenny refuses at first. But their threat is clear. If you're not with us, you're against us. And Kenny knows from experience no one walks away from Cobra Kai easily. Inside the LaRusso home, Amanda finds old newspapers on the table, stories of Terry Silver's trial. But one headline stands out: all charges dropped due to missing witness. Daniel slams his fist on the table. He bought his way out again. Johnny, on the other hand, can't shake the feeling that they're being watched. Cameras in the dojo go offline. Shadows move in the night. He checks his phone. An anonymous message appears: you taught weakness. We teach results. The balance is breaking. Samantha catches one of their young students crying after being followed home. They're everywhere, the kid whispers. They said we'll lose, and then it happens. A new dojo opens in the heart of the Valley. Black walls, no signs. Just one symbol painted on steel, a blood-red Cobra Fang. Inside, the Cobra stands before a group of local fighters. He doesn't yell. He doesn't speak often, but when he does, it cuts deep. They call themselves Miyagi-Do. But we are evolution. We are nature's truth. Strike first. Strike hard. No mercy. No forgiveness. What began as a rivalry is now turning into something far bigger. Cobra Kai isn't just coming back. It's changing, spreading, infecting, turning the world of karate into something cruel, fast, and final. This time, they're not here to compete. They're here to erase everything that came before. Asterisk, when tradition and power clash, it doesn't happen in silence. It shakes the ground, it breaks bones, and this time, it could tear the Valley apart. The time for warnings is over. The war has begun. Not just between rival students, but between 2 entirely different philosophies, one born from peace and balance, The other forged in brutality and dominance. Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang are no longer just teaching. They're preparing, the training is harder. The students are pushed beyond what they ever thought possible. Julie Pierce leads sunrise meditations that turn into high-impact sparring drills. Mike Barnes runs the new recruits through brutal obstacle courses, his voice cold but focused. This isn't about points anymore, this is survival. Johnny and Daniel, for the first time in their lives, are completely united. There's no back and forth, no sarcasm, just respect. Together, they design a hybrid fighting style. We'll take what's best from both, Johnny says, and use it to break them, but Cobra Kai Reborn doesn't slow down. Their dojo multiplies like wildfire. Tournaments are no longer just tournaments. They're battlegrounds. Spectators cheer, but fighters bleed. In one underground fight, Hawk faces off against one of Kim's elite. The result is brutal. He wins, but his arm is broken. They fight like machines, he whispers through gritted teeth. No hesitation, no fear. Samantha steps forward to lead the younger group. We don't back down, she tells them. We defend what matters, even if we stand alone. But she isn't alone. Behind her stands Anthony LaRusso, now confident and sharp. Behind him Tori Nichols, burning with the need to make things right. The tournament is set, not a local one, but an international stage. Sekai Taikai Grand Finals. The rules have changed. Contact is full, points are few. And the world is watching. On the day of the final showdown, the tension is thick. Crowds fill the stadium, but everyone is silent as the fighters step forward. Cobra Kai's fighters wear black with crimson sashes. Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang stand in white and red. In the center, the Cobra, cold eyes, perfect stance. Across from him, Miguel, steady breath, eyes locked. The announcer calls the start. The first clash is thunderous. Fists fly, feet blur, and years of training explode in seconds. But this is just one match. All around the arena, battles rage. Samantha versus Kim's top female student. Robbie versus a former ally now turned Cobra Kai loyalist. Julie Pierce against Sensei Kim herself in a master versus master duel. Backstage, Daniel watches silently. Johnny walks up, bruised but smiling. They've got fight in them, he says. Daniel nods. They've got heart. The final moments are brutal. It's not about trophies. It's about legacy. Miguel, bleeding, cornered, hears Johnny's voice in his mind. You're not a weapon. You're the reason we fight. He shifts. He adapts. He wins. As the Cobra falls, silence takes over, then cheers erupt. The red Cobra flag is torn down. Cobra Kai isn't just defeated. It's finished, but as the camera pulls away, one last shot remains. Kim walking alone into the shadows. She's lost this war. But maybe, just maybe, she hasn't given up the fight.